Hello, here is another one for you, revisiting the things that you ought to know before the DV lottery results. We have just about 1 month, 31 days or 30 days thereabout to the DV lottery results. And I have some few things that we can revisit to see whether we are really ready to receive these results. And especially for every one of you who will be selected in this DV lottery. I will start with one negative thing that you ought to have known, or you should know even before the results are out. And then I'll speak of about 3 or 4 other things that you need in preparation for the DV results. So you need to stick around. And have you subscribed? Just take a second and hit that subscribe button. And most importantly, push the bell on. That way you get notified every single day a video like this drops. Now let's come back. So before handling those things that you should know, let me say this for those who might not be knowing, that getting selected is not a visa, and that will be indicated on the message that you receive if you get selected, that it is not a visa. Getting selected is an opportunity given to you among the others to apply for a green card, to apply for a visa. And the next step that you will do, that is filling the DS260 form, it is basically applying for that visa. So the DS260 form is a form by the United States government for you to apply for that visa. And that's why it is commonly known as the immigrant visa application form. What is this negative thing that you should know about? Yeah, well, it's not that negative, but just a good information that you should be knowing. When the results are out and you visit the entrance status check and you put your last name, your year of birth, and the confirmation number and the captcha, and you find out that you have been selected, the first check that you should do for yourself is, did you do this mistake? The marital status. Did you lie about your marital status? Another one. Did you include all of your children? Or did you lie about your children? And once you've asked yourself these questions and the answer is yes, indeed, you lied, then stop. Don't proceed. Yes, I say that boldly, don't proceed, because it will be useless if you proceed, because by the end of it all, you will lose your visa after having used much money. You will end up losing your visa. So if you are married and you said you are single, or if you are single and you said you're married because you wanted to add your girlfriend or your boyfriend, then that is fraud and you will get denied the visa. If you had kids and due to one reason or the other you decided not to include them and you applied without kids, or you omitted one of them because of one or the other reason, then you don't need to proceed, because that is an outright visa denial. So sorry guys for starting with that unfortunate information, but that is what it is. Now let's come to this. Are you ready for the results? And there are several things that I've talked in previous videos about getting ready. And the first one, that is very important is, by now, since we have only a month, do you have a permanent address? Do you have someone to provide you with an address in the United States? And this should not be very complicated. Anyone with an address in the US can provide you with one. There is nothing needed on top of that. Just an address, a legit address in the United States, because you cannot submit the DS-260 form without the permanent address. You can't submit that. So have you gotten a permanent address, an address in the United States? Number two, have you the travel documents? And that is specifically the passports, both yours and the members in your application. Do you have? I know that it's not a must when filling the DS-260 form for you to have these documents, because in the place where you are requested of the passport number, you can use maybe your national ID and then apply for passports and then come back and unlock and update it with the passport number. I know that. But the question is, do you have the passports? Because it will be better if you have the passports, because you'll not need the hassle of unlocking again for you to update. If it is possible, before the results are out, for you to obtain the passport, go ahead and do that. It will save you a great deal. So have you the passport or the travel documents? Another thing that you should know is that when filling the DS-260 form, you should not do it in one sitting. It's not a must. You can, yes, but it's not a must, because it requires a whole lot of information around you and your derivatives. You can do it bit by bit and then save it, come another time with more information and then fill it. And this will save you on errors. If you do it bit by bit, taking your time, then you can fill it with correct information. And on that note, you should as well know that even if you're filling it bit by bit, don't take so long, because you are supposed to submit your DS-260 form as early as possible. That is an advice. Submit it as early as possible. And then another thing that you should know is that, and this is because of people asking about the DS-260 form for a family, each member of the family has to have his or her own DS-260 filled. So you, as the principal applicant, you fill your DS-260 form and then indicate the number of kids that you have and the spouse, and then create DS-260 for each one of them and then submit them. And for each, print out the confirmation page.